Welcome everybody to the channel. My name is Chris Army and we are back finally here with some Motorsport Manager. And yeah, things are interesting at the moment. We're in the new season, in season 3, race 1 here at the Black Sea. And it looks like it's going to be a dry race weekend, at least to start with. I'm not sure where it's going to go over the over the course of things, but so far we know up to about lap 3, lap 4, it's dry. So we're going to start on dry tyres. The reason why I was even thinking maybe we wouldn't be is because we got level 3 intermediates. We also did a little bit of running on wets, so you know, that's just something that happens. We have to switch up mechanics and everything. We got a new driver in. Instead of Cruz, we got Raquel Perez. So it's going to be an interesting one. It is going to be an interesting one. We still got Rafa in there, so Portuguese, Brazilian, they'll speak Portuguese to each other. That'll be quite nice. I think Raquel can develop quite well, but at the moment Rafa still is the best that we have. So we're setting up like that. We've got excellent here in terms of both setups. We started out quite well. Not really too much in in terms of where we started from center, and then we slowly improved as the race weekend went on with Rafa, just trying to edge ourselves until we found that downforce, and then we managed to keep it there. So at 99%, pretty good setup as we go. We're going to go on those super soft tires. You can see we nearly I nearly went on the wets, but I decided to keep on the inters because there's only maybe one lap we'd get on. So I wanted to make sure that we got that level 3 inter bonus just in case it rained in this race. We absolutely killed those tires. That's outstanding. So yeah, you know, we're going to go on the super softs there, and I want to go I think we go on 7 laps. It's kind of what I'd set up prior to the video. Raquel, fairly similar, slightly different setup, but slightly similar in terms of the way things went. You can see not really got anything as well as good a start as Rafa, but overall, you know, we got there. So a little bit down, then we hit back very well, then we absolutely nailed where we wanted to be. We sent her out for a good little qualifying session, or not qualifying, a little practice session, couple of good laps in, and then just before the end we couldn't quite get through. We had a little bit of traffic. We should have been able to get one more lap in, but you know, it would have kept on 99. So we got 99 for both. That's pretty special. Again, we killed one set of tires, we almost killed another in the inters, but that still leaves us with 3 more. I didn't want to use up a third inter just in case it was raining in this race, because then we would need 3 sets of tires, 1 to start, 1 for the middle of the race, 1 for the end of the race. So I decided it was better to split up and just keep using up these tires until we got in a position really where we could keep those sets. So that's kind of where we are. And 7, I guess 7 laps for both would work. One can come in before the other. That's not going to be too much of an issue, but you can see pretty much the same sort of setup here. A little bit, you know, tiny bit more acceleration for Flores. A little bit more understeer as well, but they're pretty much okay. They're both on the same sort of point of downforce. Maybe a little higher for Rafa maybe, but yeah. And something I've been seeing a couple other people do on YouTube, and something that's been suggested to me before, off the line we go push instead of attack, so we're not risking a bad start as much. But as soon as you get off the line, you know, maybe 2 or 3 car lengths along, jump back up to attack, and that should put you in a better position, hopefully. So some people say it works, some people say that it can really harm what you've got going on. But I don't know, I feel like giving it a try. So there we are, grid position. Valdez in first, Antonov in second. Perez and Rafa take the second row of the grid. Diaz and Chu, Sadat, Varnanen, Mori, Ingledew. Orozco, Dufour, someone I do like indeed. Kanjiro, Nightingale, Mayo, Dembele, Balaguer, Calvacanti back again, Alex Rogers, and Adrian Earl. So looks like Orozco's on the super soft, so is Mori. And then as you get closer to the front of the grid, we're all on super softs. But yeah, sort of the front half of the grid are super soft, the back half more or less are softs. That kind of makes sense. You can see in the practice we managed to get some decent lap times in. 4th overall more or less. You know, Antonov was on soft, that doesn't really count, although it was fairly wet. So maybe that's a good time, maybe it's not. But out of the Inters we're 4th, which I'm okay with, and we're 9th with Rafa. Not too far behind, really. Not too far behind. He didn't get enough time to really go for it. So this is where we're starting. This is what's going to happen. We're supposed to be 2nd or above. That's what we've picked. Kruger are the big team that we need to compete with. So let's see if we can start by being competitive then, as we go in to the opening day Russian Grand Prix at the Black Sea. We have got those 5 red lights, and Rodriguez is up to a good start. Now we're going to go on to attack. Not a bad start by Perez, but Rodriguez actually gets a little bit of a better start there. And look at Perez go now up into first place here. Kind of on the outside, down into 2nd, but Rafa now back up into 4th, and on this turn, Perez will make it into 1st again. Can she make it stick? She cannot. She gets outbroken there. So 2nd and 4th, we are up a little bit on where we should be, considering where we started in the race. The tyres are cold. We can push them on, and that will do us very, very nicely indeed. So yeah, people are starting to save now, but I don't think it's worth saving too much. We'll go down a push. We'll go down to high because it looks like it's going to stay dry, so maybe a little bit of a longer stint might actually work out for us. Rafa's got a little bit of competition there, but not too bad. And Perez is just running along quite nicely indeed at this point in that 2nd place. So I'm very happy here. I'll come back to this at around our first pit stop, and we'll see exactly how the race has evolved then. So we're just coming into the pits now with Rafa. We're pushing on one more lap here with Perez on full, because I'm pretty sure we'll be okay if we can get this pit stop right. Still doesn't look like anything here for weather-wise. We might have to 3-stop this, though. It might have to be done. So lap 4, our first pit stop. Lap 9, somewhere around there would be a nice secondary point. And then towards lap 14 for the 3rd. Because we can't push the car too much. We might be able to go longer, but I think I might actually try a 3-stop, which is something that a few people have asked me to do, is change up race style, because we always do the same thing. We go fastest tires, we just push the car to breaking point, and either we get a good result or we get nothing. So it's an all or nothing return. But I have been asked to like vary a few things up, try a few new things. A couple of things been suggested. So maybe we're going to go for this 3-stop now, because we're coming in on lap 6. I just can't see that being very good for us. If we want to do this at 2 stops, then we're going to have to come in lap 12 and then carry through to lap 18. And that's going to be tight. That's going to be really, really tight. And these parts, I mean, I'm not sure if that's the play to make right now. So, with Rafa, do we get good? Said, oh, we get a mistake. What? 8 seconds. 8 seconds. You're killing me. You are killing me. Yeah, I know. I know. You've got to come in. But you've got to come in on low. What happens if I come in with medium? Does she have fuel left over? Yeah. What if I go onto high? Oh yeah, because you're just round there. You can come back in and overtake. That's fine then. I was just making sure of that. So 6. If we're not going that far, like 4 laps of fuel should be plenty to get me through another 3 or 4. We're going to put you in there. We're going to wait to fix those. I think the engine does need fixing. But we're going to go and see what happens here. So first comes through without any change. Oh, and there's a mistake there as well. Really? Like, the fact is that it didn't cost us any time, thankfully, because the engine needed to be repaired anyway. So let's now go on to push medium. No, let's try this out there. Neutral medium for Rodriguez, see where we end up here. And then we'll keep on push and attack for now, but we'll go down to push and high. And we'll just see where this puts us out in terms of the race. So, we know Perez is going to do a 3-stop. We're not sure about Rodriguez. That might just be an aggressive 2-stop. So, we'll see what happens there. So, up into 3rd and 5th. That is a pretty good scenario for us. And you can see Perez now is closing down on Ingledew, who is being held up a little bit by Rodriguez. This could work out really well for us, and it has indeed done so just there. Can we make the position stick here? We're on the inside. Come on, Perez. You've got to fight better than that for your positions. Oh, we've let Ingledew go through him, but Perez is straight past there. Straight past Rodriguez, and that's what we want to see. And now into overtake. I know, I do not care. Guys, I do not care. You can complain all you want. So, nearly forgot about the weather. Nearly forgot about the weather. It's changing. It is changing. Perez, come in for your inters. And then I need you to fuel right the way up. I need that fixed. Might as well fix that. Okay, Perez, you're good to go. You're going to come round. You've got enough fuel. You're perfect. And you're going to start pushing in as well. But you're not going to pit this lap. No, Rodriguez, you're not going to pit this lap. You've got enough fuel and a little bit of wear to come through this and make this work. So, by the time Perez comes through, though, we're going to be in a good position. Right. Up into 4th, get your inters on. Yeah, get your inters on. We're going to go up into 8th. Is that going to stay where it is? I can't see any further. I don't know. I don't know. So Perez here is going to be all fixed up. Onto the Inters. That's a good little pit stop there. 11th place, but we are the first car out on Inters. Rodriguez now is going to come down the back here. Just as it starts to rain, they're going to be on Inters. A few people are on wet, so I'm not sure that's such a good idea for them. And it looks like everything's working out okay there. Rodriguez at the moment then in 7th place. Down into 8th now. Perez, 20. Okay, push. Medium. And what's yours now look like? Yours looks okay, so attack high. And let's just see what we can do now. We should have much better pace. In fact, on the running here, if we can close up on Valdez, you will see very, very quickly that we will be able to be 1 and 2 in this race. We do have to make another pit, it looks like, though. We will have to make one more pit onto the wet tyres. That is going to be a big, big, interesting play. So Perez though up into 3rd here. Antonov is in the pits. And that engine is looking a little woeful. That's okay. Are we into wets yet? We're almost into wets. So you know what? Time to go all out in this one, boys. Perez, you're coming in for a final push on wets. You're fine there. And I'm just going to do it. I'm going to risk a fast one because, hey, it's what we've got to do. And I'm going to keep you out an extra lap. I'm going to keep you out an extra lap. You're actually looking pretty good. So it might just be good enough. It might just be good enough to keep Rodriguez out here. While this has been in the weather, we have been making up time on everybody else. And I want you to come in this lap now, Rodriguez. Now you come in for your wets. You're good on fuel just about. But put an extra thing in. And yeah. Oh, look at that. Absolutely fantastic. So 6th place is going to be for Perez. But now I feel comfortable. We can push this now all the way to the end. We can absolutely fly through. So I'm looking at Perez to be a bit of a monster. And of course, Rodriguez is going to be an absolute monster. So Perez should now be okay. Perez should now be okay to go to the end of this race. And we are going to be pushing really, really hard. Rodriguez comes in. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. In, out. I don't care about your warnings. Let's get this done. Rodriguez in 5th. Perez is up into 6th. Can we close down these gaps at all? 1.8 laps here. Onto medium. So, push and overtake, guys. Push and overtake. And then we need to figure out where we are here. We are 4th and 5th. We got one more lap here. Don't care about your dodgy parts. I do not care about your dodgy parts at all, guys. Perez looks like they might be out of this. Perez might well be out of this. 3rd place, though. We've got a shot here. And I need everything. Yeah, I need everything. So, I mean, is this the final lap? We're about to start the final lap. So, The fuel was just not good enough. The fuel was just not good enough. Perez, we messed you up. I am sorry for that. My full attention now. Can we get there? Third place is just going to evade us. Rafa picks up fourth. We do not get that 1.3 bonus at all. Perez is probably going to keep hold of 7th place there. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. The entire last lap there was almost on no fuel. So I'll take 4th and 7th there. That's a decent result. And yeah, things kind of went our way a little bit there. That's not too bad. Not too bad. Scrutineering, no risk at all. So that's fine for an opening race. I'd say that's pretty decent. I'd say it's pretty decent. Now, if you look here, we've got Kruger taking home 33 points. 20 for the win, 13 for Ellie Nightingale. So they are above us. They got 33. Archer took 19 and 2. So that's 21. We know that we've got 17 and 14. So we've got 31. Garuda needed to take a few more points to beat us because they were all the way down in last place because of that retirement. And there we go. I think that we've got 2nd place on the race weekend. I think it's Kruger and then us. So there we go. With some distance, we're not too far behind Kruger. We're going to be competitive. We're only going to get better as the season goes on relative to other cars because we're going to be able to push more. So that's pretty decent. That is pretty decent. So don't forget about Predator. Indeed not. Hank, indeed not. So we missed out on an opening race podium at the Black Sea. We barely caught the rain. If I'd have had the fuel a little better managed with both cars, yeah, maybe if I'd have taken on more fuel at the start of the race and been able to get in, maybe pushed the cars even more and not repaired them in that kind of a pit stop when I did. I don't know. Maybe we would have been better. Why did her fitness just go... Guys? What? Really? Oh, really? I mean... Nice. Yeah, I don't know. Intermediate, wear more slowly. Great, Rafa. Thanks. We don't get the 1.3 million bonus. That would have gained us a lot of money, but still, we're making profit. That's kind of what's important. We sit in 4th and 7th place in terms of the Drivers' Championship. We're 2nd, a couple of points behind Kruger in the Team Championship. And that's a really, really good place to be right now. So, yeah, when I look at things, I'm okay with that. Overall, I'm okay. So let's go then into the mail. We know Kruger's the top dog, so we need to make sure that we're okay. Accept the interview here. Antonov. I don't remember how good Antonov is. But it's a little early. I'm going to drop the morale of both drivers down. Looks like Rafa's morale is actually really bad. Which, yeah. That's not what I was expecting. Antonov, yeah, I should have just said no. He's old and he's not good enough. And that would have given Rodriguez a big push. So, not really what we wanted to be doing there. Okay. Not really what we wanted to be doing. So we got that part up. Next race crucial in 17 days, but I'm not going to be able to improve that enough, am I? No. No. So there's no point looking too much at that. So what's crucial next? Engine and the brakes. The brakes would be done quick. We could probably do the engine and then the brakes. Yep. Let's get that going. That leaves $1 million in the bank. And yeah, I believe I've got some new liveries in here. I'm not exactly sure. Let's just do that so we can see a little bit more of what we've got going on in terms of livery decisions. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, there's that. The livery pack we've got, you can see 1, 2, 3. I still like 4 if we can get the right color scheme. 5 isn't too bad. 8 could be nice with a little bit of shading in terms of what we decide. I do like that one in principle, but we need the right colors. Same with that. Although really that's not too bad as it is. It's a little weird, but it's okay, and that's just a bit crazy. So through the workshop, let me see what I can get going here. Anything really nice. So you guys, you know, chime in with what you think of these liveries for the next season. I'm not changing mid-season, but this is a nice fade one there, number 9. Gotta say that's an early favourite of mine. So I want you guys to chime in. I quite like that in terms of where the stuff is. I don't know about colour scheme. But yeah, I want to know what you guys want to see in terms of the livery itself. And in terms of, you know, what we can do in terms of our colours. So our colours at the moment are set like this. This is our current car with those sweeping lines in. I quite like it, but it's not as iconic, I'd say. It doesn't look amazing right now. And that's something I want your help with for next season. Even though we've only just started this season, you know, we've got a few more things. So go back over the video, check those stuff out, and let me know which livery set you preferred, why, and which sort of that's not bad. Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. We're gonna take that one. We're not even gonna wait for another one. What's this per race? Nothing. Nothing. But those are big money per race. Yeah, see, this is 7 million fixed pay per race. 7 million. So 7.5 in total. That was only 6.5 in total. Now, this is 14 races. This wasn't that high. And this was only a short deal. So maybe not a great deal in terms of where we were money-wise. But yeah, third or above, we should be okay for that. We should be able to compete with that. Second or above, big bonus in the, yeah, big bonus in terms of the home Grand Prix. And 13th or above. If we don't think we can compete there, that's still going to give us some money. So we're still going to look third. Maybe if we can get a 4th or above, I'll be happy. especially if we get a bonus of 1 million or more for 4th or above, I think we'll be in a little bit better position there. Let's just check our parts though. So this suspension now is getting worked on to get it up to speed. I like that. Do we need these up? I don't really know. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Yeah, I mean, really for me, I need to push the engine, don't I? I really need to push those engines. So if we can get that, and we can get the reliability of brakes or gearbox. Brakes or gearbox. Which one do we want the most? So that'll be gearbox and then brakes. So we want the gearbox first. So let's get that up then. Hopefully these will get up to good condition in time for the next race. And I'll be pretty happy there. I would be pretty happy there. So we've got a scout report finished. And it's going to be, who was it? Cozzo Masiella. 22-year-old, and he looks pretty decent. In fact, oh my days, he does look pretty decent. Iceman. So low marketability. Okay, that might be a little bit of an issue. But we're looking at things here. You can see that his feedback's really good, consistency really good. You know, overall, I really like Masiella. So he could definitely be something. We might need to get promoted to get him. But when we compare him to someone like Perez, then she wins on braking. He kind of makes up on these a little bit. Far more consistent. Her fitness would be better, but the feedback, yeah. Yeah. I'd be fairly happy with that. Of course, you lose a lot from Rafa, but that's kind of where we're always going to be losing a lot on Rafa. And I don't... Yeah, he will not re-sign with us. So we definitely need a new guy or girl. We need a new driver. So we're going to have to see what happens there. Male. So Rodea. That's a Mexican to begin with. G. Rodea, not too bad. Not too bad. So I'm not sure about this one. But we would be able to get something here. So let's start negotiation just to see. Okay, long contract, and the rest aren't even going to worry them. So I'm okay with that. Rodea could be a decent option. And at the same time here, we do have Gallagher, who long-term could be a really, really good person. So she's not in the GT series, so that's kind of a nothing there. But yeah, she could be really good as well. Let's compare her to Rafa. She doesn't come out too badly at all. She really doesn't come out too badly at all. So much less on cornering and a little bit less on feedback and whatnot. But overall, I'm happy. And she'll be competitive as well in terms of where she is against Perez. So that could be decent, those two. Again, I want to hear people's feedbacks. Who do you think we should get with an eye to the end of the season? Let's see what's going on. And there we go. We've just done the engine. Now we can go up to great on the engine because we have our test track. So that's going to be a big, big thing for us. So the scouting facility is going to unlock soon. The factory is going to unlock as well in 26 weeks. We can build a few more if we wanted to across this season, but I think if we can improve our money a little bit with the sponsorship and everything, if we can do that, we can start building more and more parts to get us in position. So let's see here. So yeah, don't care about that. Johnny Navarro. Let's see then. Johnny Navarro from Colombia, it looks like. Decent indeed. He's dumb. Not really what we want. That does lower the feedback, which is something I really do like. He doesn't want to take a step down. I'm okay with that. And they've got that okay. We're 11 hours here from seeing our part being finished. So there's our new engine. So let's go into improve parts then. So that definitely needs to be done, and we're going to start work on those two as well. So 65, that's not bad, but I would like it a little bit higher. That gearbox over 70, those are over 80. So now I want to chuck that in, and probably that last engine as well, just to see what we can do. So let's get some points up here then. See how close we can get this engine before this race weekend. And Yokohama, the Japan Grand Prix for the World Motorsport Championship, and Vexler keeps their lead despite coming in 4th. Sharp there with a nice little run for Panther. That puts them into position. And here we go. We are ready to travel. Yep. Nothing really interesting in that pre-race interview. Improve parts. So that engine at 58 is not going to be anywhere near good enough for us. Or is it? Or is it? 3 extra % for a 53 increase? I think actually, oh, it's so close to being where I want it, so I'm not sure. Let's go fit parts. So Rafa's car here is a big improvement. So what happens if I give her the new engine? Quite equal against the other car, yeah. So happy, and she's content. She's not very happy, but her morale is pretty good right now. Rafa's is not. Rafa's really is not. So giving Rafa the better car might be the best thing, I think. This should mean that Rafa now can get, pretty decent in terms of pushing the car. 61%, 58%. Need to keep an eye on those. The 80s are okay, of course. We've got a 57 here. But if I do that, we do upset Perez. We really, don't improve too much on Rafa. But that 70 then keeps him very competitive in terms of being able to push. And out of the two, I want to push Rafa because... So she's still going to be as unhappy there. And he doesn't change his mind at all. So we might as well just do that. So Rafa, he's not getting the fastest engine by any means. But he's getting the reliable engine. So, with that in play, the wings are at 80. You've got the gearbox and the engine at 71, 74. The brakes are 61, which is where we need to pay attention. but it's not a crucial part, which is awesome. And yeah, suspension should be okay. So yeah, I think we push Rafa as the better driver. We give him the good parts. We see where that goes. And Perez, for now, has to deal with a slightly worse car, just because I really need the reliability all on one car. So we need to be able to push to get a good finish, to bring home, to design more parts, so that both cars are going to be in a good spot. So yeah, that's what we got coming up, guys. The Munich Grand Prix in Germany, second or above there, would get us a big amount of money. Pretty decent amount of money for third or above. And a little bit of chump change if we can get 13th. I think now we should be able to get Rafa a podium. I think that's where we go. So let me guys know, what do you think? Am I right in doing these parts the way round? What about the scouted drivers? Where do we go at the end of the season? Plus, of course, the liveries. Have your say. Comment section below, as always. Until next time, though, guys, thanks very much for being a part of the series. I always appreciate your feedback. And until next time, take care.